our winners.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to get an opportunity here to talk to each of the members of the victorious Team Solo Mid. So we're going to jump right into it. And Dyrus, I'm starting with you. The last time we spoke, we had a slightly real moment where you said, all I want to do is play some League of Legends. Well, today it looked like you had a little bit of an opportunity to play some League of Legends, and it paid off to the tune of North American champions. So how does that feel?
I think the context of it kind of been taken too far with the league thing. I meant as a joke. I was pretty salty, but yeah, it's great to be able to like do what I want to do in the game and do it correctly for the team. And as long as we're playing the game correctly, I'm happy. And I owe a lot to my team for that.
And every time I talk to you, we talk about, you know, the history of TSM and the way this fan base behind us has played into that. And so, again, I'm going to come back to you because you are always so invested with the fans and the success of TSM, so I want to give you a moment to speak to that.
Great. I just like to thank all of our fans, all of our sponsors, all of my teammates, all the generic stuff I say every single month and year, every time we win. I got nothing special. I think my team has something better to say.
All right, well then moving on to Santorin. You, sir, were named Rookie of the Split, and then you go ahead and get a championship title in your first split in the NALCS. So where do you go from here?
Right now we are focused on mid-season invitational, and after that obviously Worlds is like the huge thing that we really want to win, and that's our goal. We want to win Worlds. So winning North American LCS is a big thing for us, but in the bigger picture, winning Worlds is what we really want.
All right, and then for you individually in this series, interestingly, you're the only player on the stage, including Cloud9, that had not yet played in an NALCS finals. The other 9 guys had. So what was that like, walking into it knowing you're the only rookie out here, and you're fighting for that #1 spot?
I feel like I'm as big a part of the team as everyone else, and I don't feel as much pressured because I know my team will always have my back. So even if I make mistakes, my team will always be there and help me out. So I felt really good going into the games, and I felt like we were going to win because we are really strong right now.
All right, and then Bjergsen, to you. Talk about a little bit of pressure. A lot of people were throwing a ton of weight onto that mid lane matchup between you and High, saying that if High can come out on top or even, Cloud9 might have an edge. So there had to be a little bit of pressure coming in there, but I actually want to talk to you about your champion diversity in which you came into this. You played Ahri, Urgot, Kog'Maw, and Cho'Gath, all different play styles, all different, I mean, these champions differ so much, and yet you mastered all of them and were able to play them to the, to their fullest potential.
I definitely didn't play them perfectly, and there's still a lot to learn. Like, you can play a lot of champions on like a decent level or mediocre level, and it can still look like I play them too, like super well, I'll play them to perfection, but I really didn't. There's always more to learn, and there's a long way to go for me and my team if we want to win Worlds.
All right, well, you have some time to do that. MSI coming up, and then Summer Split, preparing for Worlds. Wild Turtle, last year, when we were going through the finals, we watched you get quadra kills, make some pretty crazy aggressive outplays on Tristana and other AD carries. Was there an extra element of pressure or like a feeling that you had to live up to that same performance? Or did this team here allow you to kind of, as Santorin say, rest on the fact that they can all pick up the slack too?
Yeah, I could always count on my teammates to like do well like every game, like Lustboy, Dyrus, Santorin, Bjerg. They all do really well like every game. So all I do is like take the backseat, and then I'll say, yeah, I'll carry you guys on 25. Just like let me chill till then. So that's usually how our team dynamic is, and I really have a lot of trust in all my teammates.
All right, and one of your teammates in the bot lane, Lustboy, Loco, if you don't mind translating here for me. I want to know how you dealt with these bans, because it was rather unexpected for us. You had 2 bans targeted at you each game, and you pulled out the Kennen and had a fair amount of success with it. Well, were you expecting to be targeted like that?
일단 C9이랑 스크림을 플레이오프에서 굉장히 많이 했는데 스크림에서 스레시로 굉장히 좋은 모습을 많이 보여줬기 때문에 무조건 스레시를 변할 거란 걸 알았고 솔직히 잔나까지 변할지는 몰랐지만 만약에 스레시 잔나까지 나한테 밴을 투자하면 우리가 많이 이득을 볼 수 있다고 생각했어.
So, playing versus C9, in
the prep for playoffs, we scrimmed versus them a lot, and Lustboy did really well on Thresh, so he expected them to ban Thresh, but we weren't that prepped for the Jaina ban. But when they banned Jaina, that's 2 bans used on a support, so he thought the team overall would get a better comp.
All right, so then I do want to ask you about the Kennen pick specifically, because it's something that we've seen overseas quite a bit, and we were wondering if and when it would make its appearance here in North America. So how do you feel about that champion in particular as a support, and why did you feel ready to bring it out today?
캐논은 해외에서 존나 많이 쓰잖아. 근데 우리가 그렇게 많이 연습을 하지 않았었고 메꿔냈고 그리고 캐논 하는 거 그냥 캐논에서 얘기하면 돼.
일단 캐넨이 해외에서 굉장히 많이 쓰이는 픽이기 때문에 몰래 솔로큐에서 뜸스님 연습했고 스크림에서도 나쁘지 않은 성적을 보여줬기 때문에 대회에서 꺼낼 수 있었고 평소에 시즌 1, 시즌 2 때 내가 솔로큐에서 캐넨을 많이 했기 때문에 다시 꺼내는데 큰 어려움이 없었다.
So cannon's used a lot overseas, especially in China. So we practiced it a bit in scrims, but he played it a lot in solo queue. And also, Lustboy used to play a lot of Cannon back in Season 1 and 2, so he was really ready to just bring it out.
All right, well, you performed phenomenally on it and even showed that you don't have to pair it with the Callista in order for it to be useful. Loco, I'm coming to you with my final question here, which is, as Bjergsen mentioned, your ultimate goal is Worlds and international competition. Well, you have a little bit of a pit stop here at MSI where you get to source some of that international competition. So I want your opinion on how you think this TSM roster here is going to do and match up against the rest of the world.
Okay, we're going to win.
There you have it. Why is that? Why do you think you're going to win?
Because Turtle did this. It means we're going to win.
All right, Turtle's confidence translates into victories. If only we knew that, if it was that easy. All you need is Turtle to give you one of these. Well, you all played incredibly well, but the man who claimed our championship MVP is the same man who took our spring split MVP, Bjergsen. Now, in this series, he showed incredible champion diversity playing Urgot, Ari, Kog'Maw, and Cho'Gath while only giving up 2 deaths in their 3 wins. Bjergsen, Spring Split MVP, we got to talk to you a little bit about that. Now Series MVP, what does that tell you in terms of your ability to handle pressure and know that you can step up all season long and then even when the pressure's still on, you can still perform?
I think the regular season builds up very well towards the playoffs. You get a lot of comfort playing against the teams you're playing against. You just get a lot of comfort playing with your team. So just going into playoffs, I take it as pretty much any other LCS match. Like, I just have to play my game. I just have to play as well as I can, and that's how we're going to win. We're not going to win because I'm nervous or I'm jittery or anything like that. So I just need to go in with the mindset that this is an important match, but this is a match we can handle and a match we can win.
And so often we talk about the infrastructure and the synergy that exists within this team and how confident you are in the rest of the players on your team. What does that do for you as an individual in terms of allowing you to make jumps at plays and look to be that huge hyper carry that, kind of pushes you to that MVP status, having these 4 guys behind you?
I don't feel like I'm always making like the big plays and things like that, especially in the Kog'Maw and the Urgot games. I was just farming and looking for the scaling, where my team was really the one setting out the plays and making the plays all around the map. So I have a lot of faith in my team that they'll do well, and I think our picks reflect that, and our playstyle also reflects that.
All right, and finally to you, Dyrus, I want to ask you one more question about Bjergsen here, our MVP. You have been in the professional scene for so long. You've seen numerous mid laners, players in general, come in and out of the scene, rise to dominance, fall from dominance, retire. Few and far between, this, that, and the other thing. How do you feel Bjergsen stacks up against all the other great players you've played with?
So he's very comparable to Reginald. Of course, it's called Team Solo Mid for a reason. Reginald was basically the MVP of, every game he played almost, whether we won or lost. No, just kidding. But yeah, Reggie used to try and shot call and micromanage while winning his lane at the same time with certain champions. Right now with Bjerg and the rest of the team and like just having a coaching staff and analysts, a lot of that burden is lifted. So even though Bjerg kind of has priority over the calls, everyone kind of already knows what to do. So when Bjerg makes calls, it's really easy to get across because everyone understands what he needs to do, and because of that, he's able to play his game mechanically correctly every single game, win by a certain amount of CS if the enemy mid laner doesn't play as well, and he just hard carries through that. And in team fights, we talk about what to do and everything. It's really hard to compare it to the past because League has come so far.
That's very fair. But again, gentlemen, I want to congratulate you on your victory today. It was very hard fought and well done. We are going to pull up the champion points to see how the teams are set up heading into summer. Team Solo Mid claims the top award of 90 points with their 3-1 win over Cloud9. These will become incredibly important as teams compete for a spot at Worlds and a shot to hoist the Summoners Cup. That's just about going to do it for us today, but we will be back next week with more league action with the Summer Promotion Tournament. In that, teams from North America and Europe will face off to battle for a spot in the LCS for the upcoming Summer Split. The action starts on Saturday in Europe with Giants Gaming taking on Reason, followed by Rokat versus Copenhagen Wolves Academy. Then on Sunday, we'll get back to North America. Team Dignitas will battle Team Fusion, and we'll conclude the day with Winter Fox versus TDK. And remember, if you're going to be in the Tallahassee area, May 7th through May 10th, you can come out and see the teams and see Team Solo Mid and other top teams from around the world compete in the mid-season invitational. They said they're going to win, so you can go out there and hold them to that personally. Space is still available on lolesports.com. Just click the tickets link for all the details. Once again, a big congratulations to our champions, Team Solo Mid, and we want to extend a very special thanks for all the fans who tuned in and came out today to cheer on the teams. It has made this an unforgettable event and the perfect way to close out the first split in our new studio home. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.